Book 1 of The Trigger Man, written by Aidan Bailey, performed by Jonathan Beville. Sahel, Mali. Less than 2 kilometers away, the horizon spewed a black cloud of death. Somebody, or some bodies, had just died, and they had not died well. Mark Pierce slammed down on his speeding Toyota Hilux's brakes. He swore under his breath as he skidded to a brutal stop. Nothing felt right. Everything stank of a setup. With his AK-47 assault rifle raised and ready, the CIA paramilitary operator stepped out into the heat, the sand, and the oppressiveness of a baking and hostile landscape. The blue turban wrapped around his head flapped in the unrelenting, oven-like breeze. His boots pounded dust in the semi-desert of the Sahel. He stared down the iron sights of his weapon, but the scene of destruction was too far away to ascertain details. Cursing still, Pierce returned to his battered four-wheel drive and drove again. But the drive was complicated by an old riverbed with edges too steep to drive into. Pierce had to divert 2 further kilometers perpendicular to his direction of travel just to find a crossing. 20 minutes later, driving over rough terrain, Pierce spotted the dust trail of what he thought was another vehicle disappearing over the far horizon. When he reached the smoldering wreckage, he expected trouble. He soon found it, but not in the form he expected. 3 CIA operatives he'd been sent to rescue. Their deaths were now ignoble, corpses little more than ragged strips of meat. For the 2 men, their body parts resembled game kill after hyenas had finished picking at their carcasses, though hyenas had not killed them. The woman was intact, but with many broken bones, and a shard of metal that had sliced open half her abdomen was a wound she would never have survived. He replayed the incident in his mind. The CIA's four-wheel drive had hit a landmine. The vehicle had catapulted into the sky, flipped at least once before the chassis tore into 3 discernible pieces, then crashed back onto the earth. The war-torn West African nation of Mali did that with strangers, defeated them with random acts of brutality. Their path to death wasn't unusual. Pierce sighed. He considered if he should pity these Central Intelligence Agency men. Their deaths, at least, had been quick and ending without pain. There were far more horrific and agonizing fates they might have faced as field operatives for the Directorate of Operations, and now never would. Pierce was almost jealous. Soon the wind dropped and visibility improved. Pierce slung his AK-47 and undid the blue turban covering his face and head. He dressed as a Tuareg, one of the many local nomadic people of this region, because of the practicality of their garb, and because of its effective disguise. Along with his turban, he wore a medium-length cotton shirt over his cargo pants, t-shirt, and tactical armor-plated vest. Tuareg men by tradition never showed their faces, a perfect cover to mask his Americanness. Anyone who saw him from a distance wouldn't presume he was a foreign devil. He grabbed his satellite phone and dialed CIA headquarters in Langley, Virginia. "Code in, please." A friendly but firm response from the other side of the planet. Female, American, accent West Coast. She sounded young, perhaps late 20s or early 30s. College graduate because of her clear enunciation. He both missed and detested the familiarity. 3-1 Delta 1 Echo 9 Bravo. Pierce heard her breathing over the otherwise silent line. "ID confirmed," she said after a few seconds. "Go ahead, Triggerman." "Weather is clear. I repeat, weather is clear." The report was a fake. This was a code confirming he wasn't under duress. "Good to hear, Triggerman. Patching you through now." "Thanks." The line fell silent. His hearing turned to the winds whistling across the flat plains. His clothes beat against him as if fighting each other. The sun rippling in the boiling skies resembled an all-seeing eye focused only on him. He blinked away sand particles that got in his eyes.